Hello everyone. My name is Daniel Escobar, and I'm going to be presenting about why it is better to have construction employees take home more pay than settling with more benefits. And so, a little abstract on this topic is that when we are looking into all these problems where there are always pros and cons to every situation, however, depending on your perspective, you may favor one decision over another. As I present this topic to you, you will see that in my position, I favor that construction employees take home more pay than to settle with more fringe benefits. And so, continuing from that, here is some background knowledge on all the topic of fringe benefits. And so, if you don't completely know what fringe benefits are, I'll explain it to you all. If you work in unions, you are guaranteed some kinds of fringe benefits. Examples of fringe benefits include health insurance, workers' compensation, retirement plans, family and medical leave, and even paid vacation time. There are also certain plans that you can set up to get many of these applied to yourself when you are an employee. The point I'm going to get across is that rather than getting more of these benefits, employees should get paid cash. In this slide, I chose a picture which shows the union workers with white helmets getting trained by the union um, leader or contractor, I believe, with the orange helmet, and it's teaching them, I'm assuming, how to measure things since they got all their safety things on, such as their helmets and their safety goggles. And so on this slide, I'm going to be talking about as to why money is so important. So me personally, I'm a Hispanic and my parents come from Mexico because they immigrated into the US for better opportunities financially. And so what I learned from them was that Mexicans live off of paycheck to paycheck. And what this means is that they just survive with what comes in every week from all the hours they worked. They are they expect to be paid every week because that's what they honestly rely on. They don't have much of savings or anything like that, which is why on the next point it says that the money is counted for. Any money that we get, we already have it managed down so we know what it's going towards. Say it can go to the house's rent or for other bills such as the electricity bill, the water bill, or they could just save it up for family trips in the future or even save it up towards the next month's rent. And so, as I mentioned before, they have to support family that's back home in Mexico. And because of this, they left their family back home, such as their parents. Both my parents left their parents, so my grandparents in Mexico, and also their brothers and sisters. And so in Mexico, there isn't much opportunity to receive a lot of income. And so what my parents do is that they try to work, and with any extra money that they get, they send it back over to the relatives back in Mexico because they know how hard it is to survive back in Mexico. And so they also tend to support several other family members, which would include other brothers and sisters that are here into the US, which also immigrated with them. And the way they support them is by giving them any extra money they need for bills in cases where they are left short-handed. And also for any particular parties or anything, we all come together and pitch in, such as some of us bring drinks or snacks or anything like that in order to ease the load on them. And something about Hispanics is that the man of the house, so they are the ones that are typically the ones who provide for their whole family. And there was a time where my dad was honestly the only person working. And so because of this, money was very important, and he was the one that was, helping us survive and helping all of us keep on going. That's why I believe that money is a lot more important than the benefits. And union workers also have a trained skill in which they have learned in order to get paid. I think it is only fair that they get paid for their hard worked for skill rather than the benefits that come with it. And so, money over benefits is my title for this slide. So for several occasions, actually, my parents haven't always had a good run in when they went to the hospital or to the doctors. They would always ask for information that they didn't carry, such as a social security number, a birth certificate, or even like a visa or something. But they didn't carry any of that because they were just immigrants. And so they would just be charged heavily with the hospital bill, which I think they just finished paying off. Circumstances like this are reasons why these health benefits or things like that don't really come into play. I have a few uncles actually who still work in construction, and even there are times when even they don't usually get the full package and their health benefits don't apply. And so, with money in hand, we can prepare for the future instead of depending on the government who has never been in our favor. This goes back to when the health benefits don't really work out with us. And so, with money in our hand, we can actually look into our own our health plans or anything like that. Also, with money in our hands, there's an instant satisfaction from the employees because they receive it all right then and there. There are also several companies that feel as if this route is relatively much easier and safer. This is because all they have to do is give the workers money and then they get paid and everything's fulfilled instead of having to do paperwork about all the other fringe benefits that may be included. And also to add on to this, the workers don't usually have the use of all the benefits such as um, retirement plans or even paid vacation. They usually don't use all of that, and so at the end of the day, it's not really necessary. In this slide, you could just see um, the slide that shows pictures of the minimum wage that we have right now, which is $15 the hour. With benefits, there is also a positive side to it, and this includes that these benefits do greatly benefit the family, since the healthcare plans and all affect the whole family, not just the worker. There's all they do also seem to be legit, such as the retirement funds and all, because retirement funds are something that we can actually use in the future, which could be a great help. And then there's also lower healthcare deductibles. So any plans or anything like that that we may, or when we go to the hospital or anything like that, we may receive a big deductible so that we just pay the minimum. A lower cost for family health coverage. There may be a lower price for family plans and the health for healthcare. And also another benefit would be that the money that their money won't be taxed since they will be receiving benefits rather than the money. But these are just small benefits that come with choosing the benefits over the money. In this slide, I just found this picture and decided to show it to you. It says that labor unions, the folks who brought you the weekend, child labor laws, overtime, minimum wage, injury protection, workman compensation insurance, pension security, and the right to organize. And so, in conclusion, I would just like to say that when in trouble with money, there are several hardships one goes through. People can't get the money that they have stored in their 401k, and so they are left with many problems. The sad thing about today's society is that money is the answer to almost every problem. In order to have a roof over your head, we need money. In order to eat food on a regular basis, we need money. In order to buy clothes to be able to go in the public, we need money. Money is what drives this country, which is also why it is always an issue. So at the end of the day, I do agree with the idea that workers should be paid more instead of getting the fringe benefits. And this is the sources page, which includes all the websites from which I gathered the information from. Thank you.